Hey everyone, Ace of Clay here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another sculpting video. Today, as an in-between project while I work on the giant dragon, I will be sculpting salad fingers. Now before we talk more about salad fingers, I just want to let you know that I will be going live on Complex's Twitch account Monday and Wednesday at 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be sculpting, I will be chatting, and I hope to see all of you there. I'll be posting more information later on my social media channels. Now about today's sculpture, you're probably wondering, Anthony, why salad fingers of all things? And to be honest with you, why not? Salad fingers was probably the first viral YouTube thing I was ever introduced to. I remember thinking he was so weird and so creepy, but I was just addicted to all of the clips. He actually had his own series. He was created by David Firth back in 2005, so I was a freshman in high school in 2005, and that's a really long time ago. It's hard to believe that YouTube's been around that long, and I saw salad fingers back then. Remember that, and that funny unicorn guy, and then the duck song. Wasn't there a duck song? It was hey, got any grapes, right? Yeah, the duck song it was called.
And then said, no, we just sell.
Remember that? Anyway, I think these came out at the same time. I don't know. With all that said, there was this period when YouTube was really young where there was just a bunch of really weird viral cartoons that came out left and right, and Salad Fingers was definitely one of those characters and one of my personal favorites, which is why I'm making him today. I've also gotten quite a few requests for him, which is surprising, so I think he's still relevant, and if not, we're gonna bring him back in this video today. So if you want to see me make Salad Fingers from start to finish, then hit like, hit subscribe, check me out on Instagram and Twitter if you want more content from me outside of YouTube, and let's get started. Alright, here we go. We've got that wooden plaque here with the holes drilled in for the armature wire, and then I'm going to start shaping out the legs and torso for salad fingers. And as always, all of the materials and tools that I use in this video are listed in the description box below, along with my affiliate links if you want to purchase anything. Now I'm going to go ahead and attach the arms. Now to bulk out the torso, I'm going to use some Super Sculpey Ultralight. This is a great surface to add my final layer of clay. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a bamboo skewer for the neck. If I forget to do this now, it's not the end of the world. I can always drill a hole in later. And he's ready for the first bake. Once it's baked and completely cooled down, it's time to add our final layer of clay. For this project, I will be using Super Sculpey Original for the entire thing. And I just want to go in and add a nice even layer over all of the ultralight, and then we're going to start working on the legs and arms. After rolling out a little snake of clay, I'm going to go ahead and add that snake to the leg armature, like so, just carefully wrapping it around that wire. And then if you're having trouble with the clay sticking to the wire, you can wrap a smaller gauge wire around it, and that'll help kind of anchor it. And then you can also use Bacon Bond. I found that is helpful, adding that to the armature wire before the clay. Now Salad Fingers has a very, very simple 2D design, but I'm going to go ahead and add some wrinkles to the shirt just to give him a little more dimension. Now that he's in a 3D space, I have more to work with, and I want to do him justice and make him look maybe a little more realistic than how he's depicted in his cartoon. And I'm going to go ahead and add his shoes. These are just sort of teardrop shapes that I'm blending in with his ankles. And now to finish off his bottom half, I'm going ahead and adding a flattened snake of clay to the bottom of his torso, and this is going to make it look like the end of his shirt. Alright, now it's time to work on those skinny little arms. I'm just putting the armature wire into its final position, into the pose that I like, which is this one right here, our inspiration. And then I'm going to start adding my clay. Now you can see that I left a little bit of slack at the end of the arm to create one of his fingers. Now to add the other 2 fingers, I'm going to wrap some wire like so, and then spread it out to be in the correct position, and then we're going to cover all of this with clay. Alright, now that those salad fingers are looking pretty good, let's move our way onto the head. I rolled out this ball of aluminum foil and I'm covering it in clay. Now I'm going to press out his gigantic eye sockets with this large ball stylus. And just like I did with his shirt, I want to add a little more detail on his face than what is depicted in the cartoon, but still I want to stay true to the character. Now I'm going to go in and press out his mouth with my medium ball stylus. Now to create the gums, I'm adding this small snake of clay at the top part of his mouth, getting it into the correct position, and then I'm going to press out the spaces for his teeth with a very small ball stylus. And once those lower gums are in, we're going to go ahead and start adding those teeth. Now I'm going to create some bags under his eyes with a skinny snake of clay. Now to add some extra detail, I'm going in with my cone rubber shaper tool and adding some little wrinkles here and there around the eyes. Now to create his eyeballs, you can't really see it well because of how I filmed it, but I rolled out a ball of clay and I cut it in half so it's a sort of dome shape, and I'm just pressing it into the eye socket so it doesn't stick out too far, and I'm attaching it with a little bit of bacon bind. Now using my medium ball stylus, I'm going to press out his irises and then add a little ball of clay to fill those in. Now I'm going to attach his head with some bacon bind. And this was pretty much the easiest sculpture I've ever made on this channel, but I enjoyed every second of it. Now we can't forget to brush the entire surface with clay softener to remove fingerprints and get him ready for his final bake. Alright, once he's baked and completely cooled down, it's time for paint. All the paints that I use in this video are Folk Art brand matte acrylics. It's very important that you use matte acrylics, not glossy, not multi-surface, not satin. You want matte. They blend the best and they have a nice, smooth, matte, chalky finish. When you're done, you can always add whatever kind of brush-on acrylic varnish you want. You can make him whatever finish you like. But just start with matte. I promise you won't be disappointed. Now I'm going in and painting his eyes warm white, and I used pure black mixed with alizarin red to create the red for the inside of his mouth. And I'm just going in and getting that white completely dry. And don't forget to speed up the drying process for each coat. You can always go in with your blow dryer. So far so good, those teeth look pretty nice. Now we're going to go in and paint those irises. Alright, once his eyes and mouth are looking pretty good, it's time to paint his skin. And then my painting process always goes something like this, where I will paint the smaller recessed areas first, and then I'll go in and paint the areas that are more raised. So for example, it's easier for me to paint his skin after I paint the mouth because I'm going on top of the color that's inside the mouth. I'm not having to do it the other way around, and I don't risk like hitting the lips or something with my paintbrush as I'm painting the teeth or something. So I always do the lower areas first, followed by the higher ones. I hope that makes sense. Now I'm just going in and dry brushing a lighter green on his skin just to bring out some highlights. Now for his clothes, going in with this nice, I guess you could say like dark turquoise green color. It's actually a very pleasant shade, I must say. Now for the last step, let's paint the base brown to match the background from the cartoon. And he's done! Salad Fingers is complete. Let me know what you think of this guy in the comments. And then if you use any of the tips and techniques in this video on your own projects, share them to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and tag me at AceOfClay or hashtag AceOfClay so I can check them out. And that's a wrap. I hope you like my sculpture of Salad Fingers. I know I do. I think he's nice and creepy. I think he looks like the character. And if David Firth, if you see this, I hope you like him. I hope you think that I did him justice. Again, he's one of my personal favorite weird viral YouTube characters. And I'm really happy with the sculpture. So let me know in the comments, do you like this guy and do you like rusty spoons? And as always, thank you so much for watching and being here. Don't forget to tune into twitch.com/complex to see me talk and sculpt on Monday and Wednesday from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock Eastern time. I hope to see you there. And thank you so much for watching and being here. I will see you in the next video.